Yeah, you saw that right. 35 quadrillion Zimbabwean dollars. That's what one US dollar would cost you in Zimbabwe. How is such thing possible? How did this happen? What went wrong in the governance? What type of decision led to this catastrophe? And what could have been done to avoid this? Well, that's what we're going to discuss about in this video. I'm your host, and my name is Pawan. Well, I'm sure once in a while, every person has wondered how is money printed, where and what basis is it done? And you might also have thought if a country is poor, why not just print money and become rich? Why not just give poor people some money for nothing and make them live a sustainable life? Well, something we need to understand here is that money has absolutely no intrinsic value. What this means is money in itself has no actual value, it's only considered value because it can buy things. But if you are stranded on a desert island, it will be totally useless. Imagine you live on an island whose population is 10. Everyone on the island gets $10 per day. Now let's say we have a burger shop at the corner, and this burger shop makes 10 burgers each day, with each burger costing $10. The more the burgers, the happier one is. Now suppose the government of the island decides to print more money, and this money has to ultimately reach the pockets of the citizens of the island. Now let's say everyone has $20 each. So you go to the burger shop and you buy 2 burgers. You are very happy. 4 more people buy 2 burgers each. Now the burgers are finished and 5 people are left out, and they are not so very happy. The next day the shop opens and someone in the crowd tells that if he gets the burger today, he will pay $15. Others, sensing they will not get the burger at all, jack up the price to $18 and ultimately to $20. So the price of one burger has risen up from $10 to $20 in no time. This has decreased the value of currency, but there has been no positive change in the economy whatsoever. So what we learn from the above scenario is that printing more currency while keeping the economic output same will lead to only inflation, which is very dangerous to a country's economy. A very good example of hyperinflation is Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe got independence from British in 1980, and since then, most of the country's most productive farmland remained in the white hands. But in mid-1990s, President Robert Mugabe decided to change his country's economic policy, implementing land reform. This meant that land owned by white citizens were given to black citizens who were often unskilled in farming practices. After that decision, not only mass violence occurred, but the country turned from an agricultural exporter into an importer, gaining unemployment rate of 94%. And that's when hyperinflation set in. Mugabe started printing more and more money. The newly printed money did not increase productivity in Zimbabwean economy, and there was no new investment whatsoever. Hence, economy could not produce more goods, and there was more money chasing the same good. By 2008, monthly inflation rate hit 3.5 million%, meaning a single egg would cost $50 billion, a bus ticket $100 trillion, and a loaf of bread was equivalent to 10 new cars 10 years ago. Even billionaires were starving in Zimbabwe because a billionaire could buy them nothing. Thus, Zimbabwe had second worst hyperinflation in history after Hungary post World War II. Printing more bills is never a good solution to a poor economy. Instead, economic productivity must be triggered by generating more jobs and luring in more investments. What Mugabe should have done in the first place is that he should have given the black community proper training for agriculture and farming before handing them the land. Secondly, after the productivity went down, instead of printing more money, Mugabe should have maintained proper law and order which would consequently bring in more investments.
Here is the list of references used in the production of the video and for obtaining the reliable information. Also note that the sources of the videographs used are provided in the script, except for a few animations which were done by myself.